Let's get you ready for the game. Here's a little more Bob Ufer, the late University of Michigan broadcaster, again with a Michigan State call.
Yes, sir, Michigan with fire in their eyes and revenge in their hearts. They've been waiting 12 long months to get back at these Jolly Green Giants for that humiliating 24-15 loss that Michigan suffered at the hands of Michigan State last October down in Ann Arbor, and then adding insult to injury. The head Spartan himself, the head honcho, had the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say there really were arrogant asses in Ann Arbor. Oh, that's been a bitter pill to swallow for the Wolverines. They want state today. They need state today, and believe you me, the Wolverines intend to have a piece of Michigan State here this afternoon.
How about that? George Blaha, who's the play-by-play man on radio for the Michigan State Spartans, was listening in there, and I don't know if you ever met Bob Ufer earlier in your life. Maybe you did. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Patrick. I did meet Bob Ufer, really a nice gentleman, but awfully emotional on the air, huh?
Yeah, and tell me about your approach. How does it differ from Bob Ufer, if it does?
Well, you know, I believe that people who listen to our broadcasts certainly are Michigan State fans first, but probably college football fans second. And so I think you got to be as balanced as you can while understanding that the people who are listening are probably, for the most part, saying, go green, go white.
Well, they can sense the excitement in your voice. There's no doubt about it. It's a big sound that you have. Speaking of big, this Michigan Stadium expanded now, a new press box and all that. Have you seen your new broadcast booth yet?
I haven't seen it. I'll go to work there tomorrow, and wherever they send me, that's where I'll go. But somebody asked me this summer if I wanted a tour. I saw them up in Gaylord where we spend the summer, and I said, I'll get a tour, I'm sure, in early October.
So it doesn't matter to you. You can walk in and sit down and do your thing anywhere. I know in the NBA you move around a lot. In football you move around to a lesser degree. But I don't know, when I broadcast, I have to have everything in its place the same all the time. And I like to know ahead of time what that's going to look like. After all these years, you can just step right in, climb in the saddle, and go, huh?
Well, yes and no, Michael Patrick. I think you make a good point. When we set up our booth, the spotters on my left, our statisticians on my right, and then Jim Miller, our football analyst. And there are certain ways I set up my lineup cards and all of that are the same no matter where the booth is. But, you know, if the booth's on the 20-yard line, there's not much you can do about it. You just got to do it from there. You'd rather it be on the 50, but, hey, it is what it is.
And it is what it is, a big stadium there, brand new facility. It is a long way from the field, though. I'm always amazed how quickly you can get the number, the player, the yardage. I mean, that can't be easy to do.
Well, first of all, I have a great statistician in Larry Cernick and a great spotter in Ira Gaben, and they certainly helped me through all that. But nevertheless, you probably, at least in my opinion, you need to memorize your team and the other team, especially anybody who is going to make a tackle or touch the football. And when you see that number, 9 times out of 10, you better come up with the guy who wears it. And that's just how it goes. I've always used binoculars, so, you know, it doesn't really matter much to me how far back I am. I can usually still see, but if you're a guy who'd rather not use binoculars, then it does make a big difference to you how far away you are.
What does the spotter do?
Well, the spotter tells you, you'd like to think that you could do the game without the spotter, but there are going to be times when he's going to tell you who recovered the fumble, who put pressure on the passer, who made the hit that caused the fumble. When it comes to who's got the football, who throws it, who catches it, who runs with it, and all that, I think you need to be on top of that yourself. But certainly a spotter can help you in terms of who made the tackle, so you don't have to wait until the last guy gets up from the pile. although that's certainly a good way to do it as well.
Does he whisper that into your ear or speak through an IFB or write it down on paper?
He points to the fellow who made the tackle, and we have a little sheet of paper that there are certain pass tip by, pressure by, so and so, so forth. So there, I do make sure we have that, so it's an easier way to get the information to me if I need it.
Well, thanks for letting us into your broadcast booth behind the curtain a little bit there. It's fascinating.
Happy to do it.
And we'll be listening closely, of course, to the excitement in your voice in Ann Arbor. You won't have the Mark D'Antonio scoring horn or anything like that, like Bob Ufer used to do, but you have the great voice of George Blaha. And go green, go white. And if you're a Michigan fan, go blue. George Blaha will have the call for you either way on the Spartan Sports Network. Thank you so much.
All right, Michael Patrick, good being on with you. Have a great day.
All the best to you. Sure appreciate it there. 35 after the hour, the Michigan State game, the series now. Michigan leads 67-30-5, but Michigan State's won the last two. And we'll find out if they're favored when we get back.